Sometimes there's just not enough hours in the day. I can't believe I'm out here in a little shop at 10:17 at night. Usually I'm in front of the TV asleep by now. But I've been doing my homework on this Philco 511. And the first thing I noticed or learned is that I made a mistake last time thinking this was a headphone jack. It's actually a phonograph jack. I think if I read right, this is maybe one other model used this discussion with this in here, and then later models they used this. They put a cap or filled this in and took that option out. So that was kind of neat. So I'm glad I learned that wasn't a headphone jack. I've been really frustrated here trying to hear something. And I've learned, just following through the schematic, Philco schematics aren't known for their clarity sometimes. That's the way I understand. And yeah, I was a little confused with this one as well. But I figured out what all the capacitors are in here. There's capacitors inside these wire wound resistors. I can say that. There's 4 capacitors inside there. Capacitors in there, the capacitor block. And I ohmed out all the coils. All the coils, RF coils, all ohm out well, so that part should work. The part that has me concerned now is this giant resistor up here. It's like a 5-part resistor. And in the last 96 years, someone else has tried to fix this. They put in this big dog bone, and from here to here is supposed to be 16.5K, and they put in a 10 meg dog bone. So I don't know why they thought that would work, but it must have worked at some point or something, because they put them in. But I'm gonna take all 3 of these out. Let's see what I really have value wise. I'm assuming that's probably about a 5-watt resistor. I don't have real large values at 5 watt. I did a radial 17 and I bought a bunch to rebuild one of those, but I don't have anything near 17K. The power transformer. I should probably check that out first, because if that doesn't work, then nothing else is worth fixing. So that'll probably be my next thing I really tackle. I'll snip these out just to see what's there, but I really need to concentrate on the transformer. If that doesn't work, then it's not worth pursuing this any further. Just put this on the shelf. I believe I got all the capacitors I need to fix the capacitor block. There's some big ones like 4 microfarads. I don't know if I've got a 4 microfarad. But that's it so far. Like I say, all the tubes I believe are good. But I was thinking about powering this thing up, but I'm like, well, probably not. If this thing tested out okay, I may have given it a shot, but if that's all jacked up, it wouldn't have worked anyway. All right, but I'm gonna do all my next work when it's not 10 o'clock at night, because my brain's pretty much fogging over. Trying to learn all this and relate it to that, that's enough by itself. All right, I will pick this up in the morning. Well, it's not the next morning. It's a few days later, a little bit earlier this time, about 8:45 at night. Good news and bad news. The secondary side seems like it's great. Primary side, I think, is open. I did test on just the plug. I've tried to find the ends. One of these is the switch for the 110 and different voltages. Got that. Here's the power line going to that, and I might have to pull this out of the cabinet. It could be the off-on switch. It could be bad. So if I can find this spot from the off-on switch, I already have that spot. If I can find that spot, just pull the chassis out. then I'll get a real reading. If this is open, then it's pretty much done. I'll put some car wax on it, shine it up, and it'll be on a shelf somewhere. Well, it's actually a week later since the last video I did. Let's do these in my spare time, and sometimes that takes a few days. It's going to take out the chassis like I talked about in the last part, and it looks like when you do undo these screws, it'll just slide out this way. I'm going to have to probably take this off first, and then the plug and the switch. I'll probably have to undo those as well, so this could take a while. But I just want to get to the one side of the switch, so if I can just maybe partially pull it out without making a full commitment and test it, I'm going to try for that first. Got all the screws out, all the little rings off. This one still has the little insulator rings that go around for the phonograph jack. Without those, the jack with the screw or this little ring would short out on the metal cabinet. So let's see if I can just pops right off. Alright, let's see. I'm not sure if I have to lift this out or if it falls at the bottom. It doesn't want to move either way, so let's see what happens. It looks brand new underneath there. Well, I put everything all back together. Not bad news yet. The on-off switch is one of those ones where the wires are built inside the switch, so you can't really test them. But I did find out where the wires go. One, let's see, I believe it's here, and then this wire, yes, right here. This one goes to the switch, and there's another one from the switch goes back here. But I'm going to have to maybe cut this and maybe just put a little cut in the insulation, because that goes directly to inside the transformer. So then I'll have my answer. When I was looking at the on-off switch, I was just looking around, taking a closer look. Some of these wires got really hot, and these things are just cooked together, and it goes all the way across. And even where the capacitor block is, you see it's all melted tar. Like this thing got really hot. At least that's the way it looks like. But yeah, these wires are just cooked together. Alright, made my little notch right there. So this one's for all the marbles. See what happens. Alright. So we do have continuity on the primary side. So the primary side's good. So I'm thinking the transformer does work. The switch, I'm going to double check the switch now. I think the switch might be bad. Also, let's get up. Looks like someone had right there, looks like some friction tape or hockey tape, whatever you want to call it, coming from the transformer to the switch. So I don't know if Philco had originally done that or not, but hey, at least the transformer is good. Primary side, so I'll keep testing. So far so good. It sounds like I got this thing hooked up to a heart monitor, but it turns off. Okay, it's open. Now when you open it, okay, now it works. But it's half the ohms. And why it didn't do this 7 days ago, I have no idea. All I did was check out the wires, and yeah, I don't know. I guess it works. I guess the power switch works, and transformer. All right, so the next thing, I'm gonna keep checking out the secondary side, and then figure out what's going on with this big thing. So that may take another couple days. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I'm just learning as I go, and maybe this thing will work again one day after all. All right. Thanks for watching.